And a hearty welcome back to Roncalli Stadium as we've got boys soccer action tonight. Roncalli Royals taking on the Speedway Sparkplugs. My name's Aaron Hummel. I'll have your play-by-play tonight. I'm joined in the booth by AJ Ablog. AJ, how you doing?
Oh, I'm great, Aaron. It's another beautiful night, and I am so excited to sit here next to you and call a very competitive soccer game.
This should be a good one. Speedway averaging over 4.5 goals per game compared to Roncalli's 2.5. So it might be a high-scoring affair tonight. We will just have to wait and see. Starting first for Speedway, we'll get their starters out of the way. Lathan Ridge, Sam Harmon, Toby Cork, Kervin St. Paul, Joey Haviland, Riley Rios, Alexander Johannes, Jacob Contreras, Ben Pfeiffer, Drew Metallic, and Israel Reynoso. For Roncalli, it'll be Kiefer Lowry in goal, followed by Jose Silva, Eli Miller, Corey Avila, Sam Purdy, Christian Blazer, Isaac Gomez, Rice Shilton, Noah Petralia, Gabriel Ruiz, and Edher Tapia.
Yeah, I mean, what you just saw from Roncalli there, I mean, obviously, senior night, you want your seniors to start, and immediately they kick it out, get their starters actually in to get this game going, because this is going to be a close match. It's going to be a very competitive. Both these teams are close to each other. I mean, you look at, some of the overlapping games, Franklin Central, Southport, both teams beating Franklin Central, both teams losing to Southport, with Speedway losing 4-0, Roncalli losing 4-3, and then both teams beating Franklin Central with Speedway winning 5-2, and Franklin Central and Roncalli beating them 4-3. So this is going to be a very evenly matched game.
Absolutely, and we've already seen so far Roncalli threatening twice, requiring the goalie there for Speedway to look alive. Games we've covered so far this year, we talk a lot about heat map and where the ball is on the field. So far, anyway, although it's early, it's been on the Speedway half of the field.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what we've seen Roncalli's offense. I'm very excited to see what their attack is going to look like.
What a boot right there.
Yeah, but that was easy for Kiefer to just find and make that catch.
Either way, Sam Harmon for Speedway. I can see why he wears a captain's band.
Yeah, that was let's see. That was a good 40 yards. I'd say that was a good 40-yard kick.
And on target. And I know you said earlier it's a magnificent night. It really is. The sun just set. It's about 70 degrees outside. Light wind coming out of the southwest.
Yep, and this game is going to get, in my opinion, I'm going to predict a very chippy game with both these teams being so evenly matched. It's going to be, who can possess the ball, who can play under composure, and who wants it more.
So before this game, we had a junior varsity matchup before senior night activities. That ended in a 1-1 game. Roncalli led most of the way, and then right there at the end, they had a cheeky little header that got through.
Mm-hmm. And that game, I mean, was primarily dominated by Roncalli, but I will say you look at just the numbers for both of these programs, and Roncalli easily, outnumbers Speedway. So I expect to see a lot of those JV guys filling in, helping out, filling the cracks for this varsity team, making it, like I said, a little bit more even.
Roncalli's defense having a little trouble here, but ball will go out of bounds. Like a lot of teams we've watched play Roncalli this year, everybody wants to get very wide on this field, it seems like.
Yeah.
Really spread out our boys. So I think we'll see more of that this evening.
Looks like they're going to call a penalty or offsides. I didn't catch it, but Kiefer's going to get a solid look to his offense here.
Yeah, and they've got numbers, too.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Oh, and that was a decent play by Reese, their center mid. He seems to be the team's quarterback. Everything seems to go through him as he distributes and makes plays.
Roncalli defense doing a good job, but right there playing advantage. I mean, they'll end up getting the ball back.
Yep.
So.
Wait to play the whistle. I think Roncalli backed off. I think both teams actually backed off a little bit. Always just play the whistle. Just keep playing until you hear that whistle. Oh, that was a decent idea of a through ball. Couldn't necessarily find it. Not enough mustard. Backline for Speed was able to get it.
Roncalli keeps it near midfield. Cross now. Searching for the cross on that far side.
Oh, there's Reese right there. Open right there in the middle. Maybe he looks one more for the through, but he takes a shot. That might hit the scoreboard.
I think he got a little excited, really got his foot under the ball instead of right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, really, when you're taking those hits, I mean, he was sitting at probably around the 15-yard line. You want to get your knee over the ball, but you don't want to lean back. Anytime you lean back, you're, just like a golf swing, your foot's going to automatically swing, and when your contact with the ball is going to go up. On shots like that, you really want to keep your center of gravity over the ball. You want your chest down to the turf and follow through. Almost, in some cases, you teach kids knee, your shot, you want to follow through your knee to your face kind of a thing. So you want to keep that chest down and keep that ball down, because the power that you're going to get from that is going to put the ball back in the back of the net.
That is the goal. So Roncalli, again, has numbers on the offensive side here, but on the near side, Speedway has gave Roncalli fits.
It's looking a lot like Roncalli's doing a decent job on defense, doubling the ball. I've seen a lot of 2-on-1s with Roncalli having more numbers, and that has seemed like it's helping so far. I don't know if Speedway's given a lot of their teammates help.
Again, as we said right at the beginning,
that's a great look.
2 ball clubs that score a lot of goals. So hopefully we see some fireworks tonight.
I think fireworks was last Friday.
At homecoming. We did have fireworks at homecoming.
That's a great build up there on the left-hand side. Definitely a one-on-one. Oh, that was a nice cross. Oof.
Not able to put it in the back of the net. Good save there by Lathan Ridge for the Sparkplugs. I always get excited about, high school team nicknames. The Speedway's always a favorite because it's, there's not any other Sparkplugs in the country probably.
Yeah, how many other teams, in the state are going to be called the Sparkplugs? That's a fun name. That's a fun mascot.
Of course, they are practically in the shadow of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a favorite spot of mine the month of May. A true west side, south side matchup here tonight.
Roncalli has a lot to play for. I mean, it's senior night. You got 9, 10 seniors. You don't want to lose this one. You never want to disappoint your seniors. Your guys who have been there for 4 years, who have been, working so hard to get you guys to where you're at. Decent attempt, but, you don't ever want to let those guys down. So I think Roncalli's got way more on the line.
I think our record right now is 5-7, 5-7-1 actually.
Yes.
You're always
5-7-2.
5-7-2. You're always trying to get back to 500. When you've got that sort of record. I think there's also a bit of unknown tonight because Roncalli ended up getting the bye for the sectional next week. Will not play until October 4th. That's next Wednesday at 6 p.m. So we will not know their sectional opponent. Speedway, on the other hand, not trying to look ahead at all, and I know they aren't either. They will play Crystal House on the 2nd. So the first round of their sectional matchup. In fact, Crystal House's coaches are here tonight doing some scouting. Heard from them earlier tonight. Speedway will clear, and they do have a player that could make it down there, but it will go out of bounds before he can take control. So Roncalli will throw it in, trying to flip the field here.
Decent throw to Reese. Couldn't necessarily get it to Sam Purdy there, but Sam's been very big for the Royals in the midfield. Very strong presence, especially being so young as a sophomore.
Kiefer Lowry will get it out to midfield. That should be Roncalli ball over there on the far side. It is.
Let's see how Roncalli wants to build this. They're getting that to Sam over there in the midfield.
Now in the JV game, a lot of the same kind of offense and everything. That lasted about 3 minutes. There were probably 10 shots on goal. It's a lot less, sense of urgency really for the Royals so far, in the first 10 minutes here.
Yeah, well, especially on, when the games are close, you want to be very selective. You want to be very selective with your opportunities. Both of them are going to be built, and you only have a limited amount of gas in your tank, right? So especially when there's slug matches, when they're, when you have a long brawl, pick your chances.
Roncalli midfielders able to stop that, set up the offense. Size-wise, very evenly matched. We noticed that in the pregame as well.
Yeah, we're going to have a late penalty there.
Speedway trying to direct traffic, figure out which way they're going to go as the ref tells him to recenter that ball. Nice kick. Bodies are there.
It's a good little feed there towards the middle. Possible opportunity. But Roncalli doesn't let him get to his right foot. He wanted that right foot, and that's a strike.
That shot will go wide left. Kiefer smartly did not touch that ball, so he'll get to clear it.
I don't think he could have touched it even if he tried.
I believe in his athleticism. I'm going to say that he was close.
He would have had to stretch for that one, that's for sure. But that was a rocket, exactly. That's a worm burner, exactly what you want to do, especially when you're outside the 18.
Okay, so that's a phrase that's new to me. Did you say worm burner?
Yeah, you've never heard the term worm burner?
I've never heard
Maybe
the
that's
term.
just a lacrosse term, but worm burner is a low shot with high heat that, leaves a trail of burnt-up worms behind it.
Okay. I will. I'll take your word on that one. You got to learn something new every day. That's going to be my word of the day now.
Have you heard about top cheddar?
Yeah, I mean I wasn't born yesterday.
I just didn't know. I didn't.
Plus you lacrosse guys,
there
you're
we
always
go.
making up something new.
That's very true.
Speedway's going to be able to run that down and get it out of bounds, and then unfortunately goes off a Roncalli player on the way out.
That was off of Isaac Gomez. That was just unfortunate. He tried to sneak it away. Actually, he almost had a decent opportunity there. Just didn't take it.
Evenly matched so far. Zeros all around through the first 11 minutes. Both teams with a couple shots on goal.
That's a decent through ball, but there's no one there. Easy pickings for Kiefer Lowry.
He'll get the ball out to midfield. He's got.
Well, that was a decent ball to Isaac Gomez, but there was no one there for him.
Great header, too.
That was a great ball. If we had anticipated that, especially because that right back, that right center back, was so far back, we actually could have posted, who was that, Eli Miller? We could have posted Eli Miller right there to go get that ball, and then that would have been a great one-on-one opportunity.
Good clear by Roncalli to get it back up to midfield. Speedway has made a few runs tonight on different possessions, but has just not had the numbers. They do run a very wide field.
Yes, now it looks like Speedway's trying to build up that counterattack. They had two guys in the back pipe. There's one at the top of the box. He's wide open. You got to be careful, I think, right now. It just looking at the body posture. Roncalli is very patient with their builds, patient with their attacks, but I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to call it, but they don't. There's a little bit of I don't know. It seems like they know that they're going to win this, but there's not that extra oomph, that threat.
I think that was going to be called a handball. I heard some additional whistling. Thought maybe a yellow card might be coming out, but the cards are going to stay in the wallet for right now. As Roncalli gets set up for this free kick, or penalty kick, excuse me. And while you can't probably see that on the monitor at the moment, Roncalli's got everybody marked up right there at the box. Ball will get thrown in. Off of Roncalli player, will be allowed to be re-centered here. But unfortunately, the ball goes out of bounds.
I think that's. They're giving that to Roncalli. Interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a corner kick, so we'll see another set play.
This could be very big. Like I said, Roncalli needs to be. I'd like to see Roncalli be a little bit more aggressive. I'd like to see them play with a little bit more vinegar. I'd like to see them be, aggressive towards the ball, a little bit more aggressive in their play. They're a little bit lackadaisical, in my opinion.
Ball finally set in the corner. Roncalli set very high away from the goal, but will crash it. And Speedway able to clear. Speedway trying to take advantage of the play being developed here.
Yeah, here they come on that counterattack.
Even numbers in the counterattack, and they're going to – Roncalli's going to be able to clear it.
That was solid defense by Corey. I think that's Corey. Being able to get there.
So.
Yeah, when you have that through ball, you got to put a little bit extra mustard and a little bit of extra gas, right? Hit the nos a little bit to just get that little tap out. Clear it. Let's go. Let's reset our defense. You see it. All of Roncalli's defense now is back, spread out. They're well positioned, ready for any attack.
But during the counterattack, that was not the case. Everybody was moving.
Right. And so what you want to do is just tap that ball out. Yeah, you're sacrificing a throw-in. You're sacrificing a possession. But you get your guys in place. And interestingly enough there, Speedway's whole team was probably at the 40-yard line on Roncalli's side. Eli Miller was what most people would technically say offsides, but offsides only accounts on your attacking side of the field. So because Eli Miller was sitting just under the 50-yard line and the other defensive players were sitting up, he technically wasn't offsides. And on that counterattack, he had a brilliant opportunity to go, quite frankly, a 50-yard sprint, though, but a one-on-one with the goalie.
So we'll have a corner kick here from the near side. Ball in. And it goes long. But Roncalli's going to be able to settle this and get it back in the box. Ooh, just above the goal.
Yep.
That shot from the 20 really didn't have a shot.
It really, that was a good clear. It was a great clear by Speedway. Unfortunately, Roncalli did have that look, and we did hit a long shot. But again, let's not try to air it up. Let's just try to find the back of the net. I think we need to keep the ball lower on those attacks.
Out of bounds, that'll go to Speedway here on the near side. And what's also been interesting, we've talked about this in previous games, on which side of the field teams like to attack from. And this Speedway's team likes to attack from that near side of the field, almost to your left side of your body, rather than the opposite, which we haven't seen as much this year in different broadcasts.
Against Roncalli. I think Roncalli does like to play the cut in and cross. Mm-hmm. Right, because, you think about if a kid's right-footed or left-footed. Oh, here's Eli Miller with a great look on the inside.
Unfortunately, it was defended well by Speedway.
Yeah, you're going to have to do something a little bit different, hold the ball a little bit different, body the ball a little bit different. Guys off ball are going to have to support Eli. If he's holding the ball up there at the 6, he's going to need help. He can't do everything himself, especially when you have a golden opportunity like that.
He nearly did, but I think the ball was deflected before it could go to the goal.
Right. And it immediately became a 2-on-1 when Speedway defenders came in, right? So for him, it's actually more about boxing out the ball, bodying out the ball, and allowing your team to help support you. Something else I've also noticed, it seems like, our strikers, Eli Miller, he's 5 yards away from that center back. We keep playing long balls, and he's not there to contest the defender on that back line.
That was close to an offsides there for Speedway. The Roncalli defenders actually deflected that out of bounds.
Number 39, Cole Huff.
So Cole Huff will enter for Roncalli. Come back to play the defensive side of the near side of the ball. Or near side of the field, excuse me. And they will give it to Roncalli on the far side.
Decent counter-talk. We want to make sure we watch that top of the 6 right now.
Second time in a row that far side defender has done a good job defending shots from Speedway. That's Tapia.
Yeah, there was no one there. That was definitely a good look for Speedway. I don't know if it's Speedway's formation or what's going on, but they just don't have anyone on that back side.
Roncalli trying to work it and hurry.
Oh, and there you can see the speed by Eli Miller closing the gap.
Nothing Speedway can do other than kick it out of bounds.
He heard the footsteps. He heard the footsteps, and he just was like, "Oh, I got to get the ball out of here," because Eli Miller was on a mission.
Got a substitution, looks to be.
Roncalli substitution. Number 13, Johnny Harlow.
And as we hear the soulful sounds of Andrew Mason as he calls in the substitution, that's Johnny Harlow entering the game. They'll have a shot. Oh,
Decent look by Eli. Just couldn't find it. You know, I think, and from what I've seen, Eli has been, you know, it seemed like he just turned on the gas right there, and he just kind of attacked that a little bit too fast, a little too close. Have a little bit of composure when you go in there and just finish that ball.
again, Speedway taking over this possession. They do not have numbers over there, and that's going to be.
Oh, they're going to call push there. I mean, you got to be careful when you're boxing out the ball, you know, especially when you get to older levels of soccer. It's definitely way more physical, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with that call.
It looks to be literally 1 foot in off of the sideline, so I'm going to let that sideline judge call that before I call it into question.
That's very true.
Ooh, header to himself.
I mean, that was an easy save by Kiefer.
Kiefer Laurie.
The header was solid, but it wasn't. Quite frankly, it wasn't enough to do the job.
That's Kervin St. Paul for Speedway, the header. He has played a fantastic game so far.
Yeah, and so far he seems like, like I said, so far the only major threat for Roncalli right now. He's got speed. I'd say his speed is very comparable to Eli Miller, so it'll be interesting to see how he does under the composure of high pressure scenarios.
And they have him as a true striker because he's not even going past about the 40 of his own side of the ball.
Right. And that's what you want to do. As a striker, you want to be there. You want to harass the back line. You want to attack the back line because you want every opportunity, especially when your team's playing you balls. The problem is that they're playing him balls, but they're not supporting him. So when he gets that ball, there's no one there for him.
A lot of one-on-one.
A lot of one-on-one. And quite frankly, it's a lot of ball watching, right? They say, okay, let's get it to this guy. And then see what happens.
They're going to call a foul down there, I think. They might say it's a corner. Nope, that's a foul.
That's a foul. Putting it in the corner. You know those corner side battles.
Well, the flag is all the way, for the corner, is all the way over off of about the third lane of the track. So I know that was a little bit of a chicken wing for sure. As the ref fixes the flag.
Let's see what Roncalli does here.
Again, we're setting up far side of the goal, so I guess we're really trying to kick it long, or we're crashing in. Let's see what we do. We're going to crash.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to – we look for Eli Miller on the near pipe look. That was a solid look.
He's got to get his body turned around, though. Right there, he kicked straight instead of kicking back behind.
Yeah. I mean, that's just getting your foot up with the inside of your foot, following through. It's almost like a putt. But you're – putting at a full speed sprint.
That's what you see the guys in the big leagues do. If you're in the PGA, you run and putt.
Last time I checked the PGA Masters, Happy Gilmore was not on that list.
Oh my goodness. Either way, we will have free kick here.
I love the let's walk it up to the 30 and then move it one more yard.
Listen, if you can sneak in a yard there, it's okay.
Yep.
They'll kick it right in front of the goal, right down there near St. Pierre.
Oh, and that was a great clear. That was a great clear by Connor Johnson. Let's see if they swing that ball. Yep, there it is for the counterattack.
Roncalli will sniff it out. That's a push.
Christian Blazer over there on the try to counterattack. Man, Roncalli's got some speed right now. It feels like Roncalli's starting to turn up the heat a little bit. They started off a little slow, and now they're just like I feel like they're just incrementally turning up the heat. It's like they hit preheat on the oven. It just takes a little bit of time to get to that 425 for my frozen pizzas.
Is it? I mean, hold on. I'm almost speechless because when you said 425, I knew what it was for.
Either
Either way, ball in for Roncalli. trying to figure out directing traffic. Speedway able to clear to St. Paul.
Yeah, let's see if they swing it on the backside to rebuild. Nope. Roncalli's going to steal that and now have momentum. That might be a foul.
No call. Roncalli tries to figure out where they're going to go next.
Good composure.
Kicks back inside. Header by Speedway. Roncalli going to be able to have it here.
Let's see if they can keep their composure. Swing the ball now. Swing it around. There you go. That's a decent look. Oh, and a great fake look to the backside. That was great teamwork, great chemistry. I mean, that's the kind of team chemistry you see on guys who have been playing together for a while because, quite frankly, he got me fooled. He bamboozled me. That was a great play. Pretending to take the hit, letting your back left guy take that shot. That was chef's kiss.
Good job by goalie Lathan Ridge to hold on as we've got another foul called against Speedway.
Okay, here's a big momentum builder for Roncalli. We have 2 defenders back at the 45. Everybody else is creeping up. We have our back left defender going to go take that kick all the way in. And, oh, that's a corner kick. That's off Speedway.
So Roncalli with another set piece incoming, I believe. Yeah. One of the things that I've always noticed about soccer is that when you do have a corner kick like this, no one hurries to go get the ball over to the corner. Like, that is not a thing we have to do quickly. It's so everybody can get set up, get their man marked. As Roncalli will do the short game here.
There we go. Build it up. Now, here it is again, that big ball, and he's all by himself. He's got 2 of his guys who is right and left, but they're an easy 15 yards behind him. It's a 3-on-1.
St. Paul working hard to get that ball through there, but he has finally met his match.
And now Roncalli's got a beautiful opportunity to rebuild, counterattack with the dual give and goes.
And this is fun for the fans too, right? Like, I mean, back and forth like this is especially what the senior night crowd wants to watch.
Right. And I mean, as much as you want to see a blowout, you don't, right? You want to see a good game.
I was going strictly off the fans getting excited just below us.
But that was a great counterattack, right? Like,
sure.
All of their momentum was kind of going forward. It was a 3-on-1. St. Paul beat the first guy, right? Our second guy was able to clean up. And then we build that while their whole team's momentum is going the opposite way.
I'll tell you right now, St. Paul for Speedway has been all over this field. I mean, right there, I watched him run probably 150 yards in a span of just a few seconds. Don't know if I mentioned this earlier. Roncalli obviously in the all-blue kit, red numerals outlined in white. And Speedway is in their all-white kit with yellow numerals outlined in a small brown outline. Ball moved to midfield. This will allow Roncalli to set up their offense. Header looks good. If Roncalli can keep position. Oh, well, they can't.
Nope, they move it away, and the slow build, unfortunately, nope. It's just a long ball that, that back sweeper is able to clean up.
The ball will get down there into the corner. Got some fans unhappy with the no call there.
It seems like the name of the game is almost just hit a long ball of St. Paul and let his speed take the work because, I mean, from the last couple of plays I've seen, it just seems like that's just all they're trying to do and hit on a hope and prayer that he finishes, which is a good and a bad thing in the sense of your back line is going to get tired real quick.
We thank you for listening to tonight's broadcast here on the Roncalli Media Network. Of course, many students are involved with putting these on each and every week. Our next broadcast will be football from Louisville Mail on Friday with Jimmy Cook and Dan Lauk on the call.
And see, there you go. Like I just said, let's get it to St. Paul, have him turn on the NOS, fast and furious, just go at it. That's going to put Kiefer in positions like that where he's going to have to come off of his line. If he's not smart about it and he doesn't get his timing right, exactly that is going to happen. St. Paul's going to get a little knock on it, get the ball around him. His speed's going to be able to catch up with him, and Lowry's going to be caught off. If Lowry can combat that by playing a little bit further out and risking, an outside shot. So it's kind of a catch-22 right now with how he's going to play. If it was me, though, I would probably play further out, closer to the 18, and try to pick up those balls early.
Still scoreless with about 10 minutes left to go here in the first half. And as we always say about this time, it's a game of halves. So we've got time to see a different ball game in the second half. Plus, the last 10 minutes of a half will definitely be a defining spot for both teams if they can notch one into the back. I don't know what it is about that last 10 minutes, AJ, but it just seems like all the action happens in the first 10 minutes or the last 10, although tonight it's been every single minute.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, at the beginning of this match, I mean, it's a very close game. Both these teams, want it. As Speedway, you want to come in and ruin someone's senior night. That's one of the more fun things about being a senior night opponent. And like I said earlier, Roncalli needs to protect their senior night. So this is going to be a physical game through and through, and you're seeing it right now.
Finally got the call.
You're going to see parents on both sides kind of get into that one.
Roncalli's Johnny Harlow getting pushed to the ground there. Now, I was just about to give Johnny a heck of a compliment. He had actually gotten rolled up there right before, but he was back on his feet and in the play.
Right. Well, you use that momentum to, roll it off.
That looked good to me. Speedway trying to clear it, but it'll go out of bounds. They're saying to Speedway. Ball in for Speedway. Roncalli has a chance here to take possession.
That was smart by Roncalli. That was really, really smart by Johnny Harlow in the sense of, wait for that first touch because there's a bounce, right? So you got to get that controlling touch first. And depending on how Speedway's first touch was, how do you deal with that? Johnny waited for it. And then once that ball went down, he used his speed to kind of just go, just right around him, get that ball, let it roll out to give Roncalli the possession, and then gives a great throw in into the box.
Substitutions that just came in for Roncalli: Thomas Vecchio, Andrew Curry, and Isaac Gomez.
With Isaac back in the game now, I mean, he's captain, number 11, there on that left-hand wing. Be sure to watch him as he makes some plays. I'm gonna say right now that he's gonna make some plays here in the last 10 minutes or so.
Through ball. Unfortunately.
Oh, that's dangerous. That was a dangerous ball to play for Speedway. You want to get rid of that, but you don't want to. You don't want to just lob it right there to the middle.
Throw in goes over the back line. That will result in a goal kick for Speedway. That's Ridge.
It's Isaac on the header. Let's see if he can hold on to that. Very physical play there.
It's been physical all night. You only expect that to continue as both teams have been a little chippy.
And, as the game goes on, the more and more personal it gets, and you're going to start to see these players just, battle it out. You've already seen Roncalli make some substitutions on defense because, again, it's get the ball to St. Paul.
You're proud of that one, right? Because that's what it's been all night. We're seeing it right now.
Here it is. Get that touch and just send him on his way. Now he's lucky he's building with two other players on his left side, so he's going to play a little bit. Oh, that ball was behind, unfortunately.
He had acres of space. I don't know why he didn't continue to run. That's going to be a push. against Roncalli. That'll allow Speedway to set up their offense the way they want to.
You know, both teams out here, you know, you've come this far. You haven't come this far just to come this far. And, you know, you're going to want to push. And, you know, here we have the last 5 minutes. It's kind of a desperate do or die. If you put one in now, momentum swings in your favor, and you're going to deliver a very big emotional, mental blow to the other team if you put one in right now.
That's Harmon again on the kick. He'll get it right all the way to Lowry. Unfortunately, it's too long, and none of his players could get to it. He's in a spot only Roncalli's goalie could come up with the ball. Again, ball to St. Paul. That's what they're doing again. This is what they wanted to set up just a minute ago and just did not have the ability.
That triangle offense, but you know, they're having trouble connecting with each other, and which is red to me. Let's just get that long ball, because the handful of times that they've tried to build together, they haven't been connected. You've seen Roncalli connect. I genuinely don't believe Roncalli does the boot game. They don't just kick it. They've been building up their attack this whole game, and they've been playing with each other very, very well. It just seems like Speedway is just, you know, it looks like they practiced at the track. Let's get it to one guy and just have him go.
Roncalli nearly able to get it in there, but the defender was there.
Oh, we have Isaac on the left-hand side right there on the outside. Oh. And,
he's got space.
Yep,
He'll
got
kick
space.
It up to Paul.
This is a dangerous counterplay. Again, like I said, though, it is a 2-on-3. St. Paul versus 3 now Roncalli Royals, 4 now Roncalli Royals.
And again, Speedway, what they're doing, it's a lot of what I would consider me ball, or very, not selfish ball. I don't want to say that, but it's very much 1 and 2 players making runs, not, you know, a whole offensive unit.
Well, I mean, what the problem is that, and again, like I've said, I'm guessing, you know, their main goal scorer is St. Paul, right? So he's the guy who's putting the ball away. And when you look at that, you know, that style of play, your whole team is just watching him, you know. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at some of these stats. St. Paul's averaging 2.5 goals a game.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the guy that has 25 on the season or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you look right there, looking up the stats right now. St. Paul's got, 25 goals on the season. He's their lead goal scorer by a large margin.
And that's in 14 games, right?
And that's in 14 games, right? So he's their main goal scorer. So I think what it is let's get the ball to him and see what he does. And so the rest of the team forgets to support him. The rest of the team does not want to get there. You know, it's not that they don't want to, but it's been, let's get the ball to him and see what happens. And so it's just like, let's watch that guy. It's 1v3 every time.
And like we said earlier, he's really working as a true striker. It's not like he's just a forward. His job is 100% to put the ball in the goal.
Right.
He's not there to facilitate any offense. He is the offense.
Exactly, and that's what it looks like. I mean, but you look at, you know.
Just missed.
You look
right
at
the top.
You look at Roncalli. I mean, we are much more spread out. I mean, you'll see Eli Miller with 12 goals. You see Isaac Gomez with 11. Everyone else is a little bit quiet, and you know, that just shows the strength of the seniors here. I mean, you even see Reese with 2. You know, you see a couple other younger guys who are going to need to pick up that mantle, right? But Roncalli has more options.
Foul is called against Roncalli. We do have a substitute, but they did not let it in.
Oh, and that's going to be an unsportsmanlike play right there. That's going to be a card.
I don't think you can just walk away. I think you do have to listen to the referee.
Yep. Oh, and that's a yellow card.
It is a yellow card. I was looking for a number. Yeah, it will be number 3, their long ball striker for Speedway. That is Sam Harmon. So he will get the first yellow card of the game. I have a feeling that may not be the last.
Yeah, well, with how this game is going, it's going to get chippier. Guys are going to be pettier. You know, to do that in the first half, you know, that honestly, that shows that Roncalli is getting in their head. They're getting a little frustrated. And while people thought that might be a late slide tackle, that wasn't. That was just unfortunate timing. But Roncalli's stayed composed. I think Speedway's getting a little frustrated right now.
Yeah, of course, nobody wants to see cards on the field, but that's why they give you more than one. You're allowed to make mistakes.
Oh, of course, of course.
It's like in basketball, they don't give you a free Coke if you turn in your extra fouls at the end of the game.
I've never heard that phrase.
Well, they give you 5 for a reason. You better use them.
Yeah,
They're not recyclable. Can't add them to your total for the next game.
that's true.
That works a little bit different in soccer with cards, but either way, you get the point.
Sure.
30 seconds.
As you hear the crowd down there yelling 30 seconds, we've got just under that here for either team to make a splash in the first half.
Get it back. Stop the ball.
Ball's going to St. Paul.
Here we go in the last 10 seconds. Let's see if he can make something from it.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that ball will get cleared enough up in the air that we will have a 0-0 score for halftime. We will take a quick break, and we'll come back in just a few minutes. We'll have some first half thoughts and some keys to see if we can notch one and steal one away here. It's a game of two halves. You're listening to the Roncalli Media Network.
Teledata provides IT solutions for businesses and organizations in Central Indiana. For over 10 years, Steve Battiato and his team of professionals have provided comprehensive computing support, business telephone solutions, network infrastructure, and productivity suite integration. For a free evaluation of your technology needs, give Steve and his team a call at 317-231-5547 or visit us at indyteledata.com.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Ane & Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Ane & Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Ane & Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Ane & Bartram, 317-889-9574. When looking.
Hi folks, it's Ben Stallings with Beck Service Center. Automotive breakdowns and routine maintenance never come at a good time. Let us help take the stress out of your automotive repairs. With 10 mechanics and 32 bays, we can get you back up and running with minimal downtime. Quality parts, experienced mechanics, locally owned and operated since 1977. Located at the southeast corner of Madison and Edgewood, we are pretty darn good at fixing cars. Let's go Royals.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Never lose your drive to deliver. Today's logistics marketplace is an ever-changing landscape where you can make your mark through dedication and passion. At Spot, these characteristics, along with drive and teamwork, form the basis for a rewarding, fast-paced career. Take it from our Roncalli co-founder and our dynamic group of Royals alumni. They've never lost the entrepreneurial spirit that provides the foundation for our continued success. There's never been a time like this, and there has never been a partner like Spot. We're relentless, we are experts, we are accomplished, and like you, we will never lose our drive to deliver. Come find your spot at spotinc.com/careers. Go Royals! Hey, maybe the summer blew by and your child hasn't been to his or her back-to-school eye exam. Let the experts take a look and schedule an appointment today with Vision Quest Eye Care. Vision Quest has 2 locations to serve you and your family in Greenwood and Geist. Visit VisionQuestEyeCare.com and schedule today. That's VisionQuestEyeCare.com.
At Peterman Brothers, we know how critical AC can be to your comfort.
And we want to make sure you're comfortable in every season.
That's why right now when you install a qualifying AC system with Peterman Brothers, we'll include the furnace for free.
That's right, Indiana. The furnace is free.
And if you schedule today, we'll install your new system tomorrow, guaranteed.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule online in seconds.
Steve's Flowers and Gifts is your family-owned Indianapolis and Greenwood florist. Our mission is to establish and maintain the highest level of floral value and customer service at comfortable consumer prices. For the best and freshest flowers in Indianapolis and surrounding areas, Steve's Flowers and Gifts has exactly what you're looking for. Check out our wide selection of flower arrangements to make your next occasion memorable. Call 317-787-3431 or visit us at 3150 East Thompson Road.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldhoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk Veldhoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldhoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School. Roncalli taking on Speedway. We've got a 0-0 tie here at the half. I'm alongside A.J. Ablog. My name's Aaron Hummel. A.J., what'd you think about the first half?
You know, it was very back and forth, but very evenly matched. I loved watching this first half just because, you know, like I said, both teams are evenly matched, but that really shows you what are both teams made of. And I really loved seeing the composure, and I love seeing the unforced play by the Royals. Roncalli has really worked on building up. They haven't forced the ball. They just haven't booted it to one guy. They really slowly built up, and they've had a ton of opportunities. Now it's just time to find one in the back of the net. It's a numbers game. I
have enjoyed watching the Roncalli defense deal with Curvins St. Paul, a senior from Speedway. He's got 25 goals in the season. He's trying to notch a few more here tonight, but he's stuck at 25 just because that back line has done such a good job defending him. Sort of a one-man show, and you started saying, get the ball to St. Paul. Yep. That's exactly what we saw there in the first half. I would assume there'd just be more of that. Yeah, and so if I was Coach Shilton, what I would do is I would make sure I have at least 2 guys ready to play him. And so this is how I would do it: is your first defender is going to apply pressure on St. Paul, and the second guy would kind of cover. Right? He's more of a, if you're talking about football, he's more of a safety, right? So after that first touch from St. Paul, right, that second guy is going to want to come in and steal it, which is what Roncalli's been doing. They've been playing a little bit of pressure on him, just enough to get him to move the ball, and then the second guy cleans up and gets the stick, and it's worked about every time. Exactly. So 2:30 left to go here at halftime. We're going to take a quick break, get a little bit more of our sponsor some love, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Roncalli Media Network.
Fans, please clear the field for the start of the second half.
Communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Foreman.
Never lose your drive to deliver. Today's logistics marketplace is an ever-changing landscape where you can make your mark through dedication and passion. At Spot, these characteristics, along with drive and teamwork, form the basis for a rewarding, fast-paced career. Take it from our Roncalli co-founder and our dynamic group of Royals alumni. They've never lost the entrepreneurial spirit that provides the foundation for our continued success. There's never been a time like this, and there has never been a partner like Spot. We're relentless, we are experts, we are accomplished, and like you, we will never lose our drive to deliver. Come find your spot at spotinc.com/careers. Go Royals!
At Peterman Brothers, we know how critical AC can be to your comfort.
And we want to make sure you're comfortable in every season.
That's why right now when you install a qualifying AC system with Peterman Brothers, we'll include the furnace for free.
That's right, Indiana. The furnace is free.
And if you schedule today, we'll install your new system tomorrow, guaranteed.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule online in seconds.
Meet Zach. Zach rides everywhere, day and night, rain or shine. At Indiana Members Credit Union, we know Zach. We know he's been saving up for a car. We're here to help Zach and you. Now get pre-approved for auto financing as low as 3.49% APR. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters. Rates subject to credit approval and valid on purchase of 2020 or newer vehicles. Learn more at imcu.com.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk Veldoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
Welcome back to Roncalli Stadium, home of Bob Tully Field, as your Royals get set for second half action. Speedway will kick off. Still tied all at 0 here. After a very physical first half, expect the same now.
Aaron, you say it's a tale of two halves, but I'll be honest, I don't think it's going to be. I think, like I said earlier at the beginning of this game, it's going to be a boxing match. It's going to be a slugfest. I don't really foresee any change in, in mentality outside of you got to do what you got to do to win.
Well, that looked a lot different than what Roncalli did in the first half right there.
Well, it was just a little overplayed. You just got out of half. You rested for, a good 10, 15 minutes. Your boots are fresh. You're good to go. You try to hit that wing and put a little bit too much mustard. I think it's about time you take the tennis balls off the walker and let's get the game going.
Same goalie there for Speedway. That's Ridge.
Oh, and straight line to his own bench. I don't know what his teammates were saying, but that felt a little personal.
Somebody has gone on a date with somebody else's girl. I have no
that's,
clue what that was about.
That was a beam to the JV players.
Either way, the ball has made it to St. Paul, and now he will facilitate his teammates. He is not the main attacker for this attack. He's looking for the cross, and that might happen. It was Roncalli with a slight mistake there. Instead of clearing it or getting back to your goalie, instead kicks it directly in front of the goal.
Yeah, you don't ever want to cross. You don't ever want to go across the middle. Don't cross. That's just setting yourself up for.
Well, that's what the offense wants to do.
Yeah, a little bit of an oopsie. That looks like a nice build-up, a great build-up. Fortunately, Eli came back. Wasn't able to get that.
I was going to say, Roncalli is very content to keep it right there at midfield while they figured out, where everybody was going to go.
Yeah, they're just trying to slowly get that build. They're not really stressed about every opportunity they get. Unlike Speedway, they look like they're just mavericking every offensive play, and everybody else is just kind of watching Maverick do his thing.
I didn't know that John McCain was on the field tonight.
I was thinking more like Maverick as in like Top Gun.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, Iceman.
Yeah, no, but I mean, realistically, though, I feel like Roncalli's more of an Iceman, more methodical play. And when Speedway's been playing, I feel like they've been more of a Maverick. They're kind of playing a little reckless. They're playing a little loose. They're being petty. They're kicking the ball over the other side. Like, they're getting yellow cards. They're kicking the balls at their teammates in the stands or in the sidelines. Like,
oh, that's going to be a. Oh, what a save. That St. Paul had that ball dead to rights, put in the back of the net, and Lowry able to make a save. What a play.
Oh, that's not Kiefer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who is that?
That is.
Looks like number 1, maybe?
Yeah. That's Silva.
Oh, that is. You're right.
I didn't realize they made that change.
I did not either. Silva was in earlier. He started the game as under number 21, switched jerseys to that number 1 of the goalkeepers. So interesting move there. Either way, great play.
Yeah, that was one of those opportunities you need to finish.
That seemed personal as well.
Yeah, what is going on here? Just hitting the ball right at the refs.
It hit the ref's backside, and everybody stopped like, oh no. And of course he said, play on. But Silva with another save as Roncalli content to clear.
Beautiful ball, Eli Miller, to build up that right side. Let's see if Eli can get a little bit through it.
He's faster, but he is smaller than that defender.
Looks like Speedway's got a player down on the field. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle between the two players. Looks like they're going to call the athletic trainer out.
And they will do that.
We should go to a 30-second timeout, a 30-second commercial here on the Roncalli Media Network.
Professionals, look no further than Ane and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Ane and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Ane and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Ane and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Welcome back to Roncalli Stadium. Speedway player able to get up and over to the bench, being visited by the trainer.
Shout out to our amazing athletic training staff. We got Megan Pakla and Mike Sam over there. Tonight we're being covered by Megan Pakla, the incredible Megan Pakla. Shout out to her.
St. Paul here with the ball. Again, working by himself. He's going to get tripped up.
And they're going to call that a foul. I don't know if I'd call that a foul more than he caught Roncalli's defense with concrete feet. Couldn't get around the concrete feet. Look for a near pipe look to St. Paul. That's what I'm going to call right now.
That's what they've been doing on these place kicks or set kicks that they've had.
Or they're going to play short to number 10 right there. That's Rios.
I always disagree with this, that you have to step back so many feet. I get that, but, I mean,
yeah,
he was only about 1 foot.
10 yards. You're looking for 10 yards. We get the shaving cream out.
Yeah, he was almost 1 foot off. I mean, Get the ball in the air, get it to your guy, let him head it in. That's the goal here if you're Speedway. And that's exactly what's happening.
Yep, looking. Oh, we tried to do St. Paul tried to do a bicycle kick. That would have been legendary if he would have finished that, but the ball was very much so over him.
I don't know that I've ever seen a bicycle kick in a high school level game. For a goal. I've seen people try it in general, but for a goal, I've not seen it. Another free kick awarded to Roncalli. There are some fans in the stands not agreeing with that call, but that's the call on the field.
Yeah, that's that was very more vocal than what we've heard. What we've heard previously.
Again, trying to get the ball to St. Paul. Unfortunately, he will head it out of bounds. Actually, they're going to say that's off Roncalli.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, actually, no, they called a penalty. The ball went out of bounds. I don't understand that call at all. However, this is a good set piece for them.
That was a
punch by Silva.
That was a great punch. Great defense.
And in the process, knocks over a Speedway spark plug. Speedway fans not happy about that, but it was a great punch.
It was a great play. I mean, the referees are always going to protect the goalie first. He was going out there. It was a great punch. He had to jump over a Roncalli player just to get his hands on it. You got to get the ball out. You got to do what you got to do.
And they're both entitled to make a play on the ball too.
Right,
That's part of it.
Right. But the referee first and foremost is going to look for the protection of the goalie. Oh. I don't think anyone, including Isaac Gomez, was expecting that ball to go through the defense like it did. I'll tell you what, though, talk about misplays from earlier. If I'm Isaac Gomez, I gotta be like drooling at plays like that. I gotta be ready for everything, and just because I think he's gonna hit it, you gotta expect him not to.
There was nobody between Gomez and the goal. There was not a soul. Free kick awarded to the spark plugs.
Yeah, like I said, we're getting to the point in this game where everyone's gonna get handsy. How do you fight for this ball?
Speedway trying to set up their offense. I think they're content to go slow, but then as soon as you see that happen, then they want to go fast. So.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it feels very sporadic. It doesn't feel methodical at all, and it feels very much so rushed in the sense of their heads aren't up. They're just not making good plays. Roncalli is making great one-touches. You see right there between Isaac Gomez and Reese. Like, that was just a great 1-2. Isaac knew where Reese was at, hit a nice little touch, and they got a look out of it. Now, did it go through? No, it didn't, but it looked way more
cohesive,
yeah.
Yes, Roncalli's played a much more cohesive ball game so far.
Guys are on the same page, And quite frankly, a credit to Speedway's defense. I mean, Roncalli has been giving them, really good looks. See some great speed by Gomez there to close the gap on the defensive play. It just seems like the touches by Speedway are just a little off. Their passes are just behind. You got to make a pass to where they're going, not to where they're at. And it seems like they're just making passes to where they're at, and they're always behind their guy.
Great cross by St. Paul. And a save by Silva.
Yeah, that was great defense by Roncalli. Even though that we got beat initially, it was great recovery and slowing him up, allowing Jose to be able to make that save.
Jose Silva.
Silva, unfortunately, did not give his players any time to get back, so that led to that quick possession there by the spark plugs. This time he gives his players time to get into the proper positions to set up the attack. I think he was probably pretty excited he got that save and just decided he wanted to clear immediately.
And sometimes the fast play is the right one. You try to catch the defense caught, and, that's a banger. If he was about 5 yards back, that ball dipped just enough. I think if he was about 5 yards back, that would have been the back of the net.
Absolutely. And it was over the goalie's head. I mean, that would have been a tough one for him to save.
Yeah. It had the speed. It had the height. Just a little bit too much. Good defense by Isaac. Here's a great opportunity. He's got his fellow finisher there, Eli.
Good save.
Isaac putting it right towards him, not finishing the way he wanted to. Now, I also want to say right now is, looks like Isaac's going down. The trainers are going to come out. I think this is a great time to take a 30-second break.
Your child hasn't been to his or her back-to-school eye exam. Let the experts take a look and schedule an appointment today with Vision Quest Eye Care. Vision Quest has 2 locations to serve you and your family in Greenwood and Geist. Visit VisionQuestEyeCare.com and schedule today. That's VisionQuestEyeCare.com.
Long ball there by Roncalli. After back from that injury timeout. Unfortunately goes long. It will result in a goal kick.
Yeah, that was something. Isaac must have hit the turf when he shot that. Like, his foot must have hit the turf first. Because after he ripped that, he turned around and it seemed like he was in pain. He looks like he's okay so far. He's walking under his own power. Again, big shout out to our athletic training staff from St. Francis, Megan Pakala, doing a great job keeping our kids healthy.
Yes, Roncalli is the beneficiary of a partnership between St. Francis and Forte. Proud to have them here on campus because, like you said, they keep us safe.
Yeah. Definitely something I really want to talk about before that medical timeout is, on that attack by.
This is strong play here by Speedway. And
that was a solid body check. Playing nothing but the ball. Ref, I don't know if you guys at home can hear the
Speedway fans,
yeah,
and parents are not happy about that. I thought that was a penalty.
That was clean. That he was playing all ball. It was just a shoulder check to get him off the ball. I quite frankly think the Speedway.
So you're going with the clean play there.
Yeah, I don't.
You're
think
the soccer player.
I don't think. Well, I mean, again, you get as you get older, the play gets tougher. The physical play gets tougher, and that was definitely a collegiate level play. The shoulder-to-shoulder bump. And that's all it was. It wasn't malicious. It was enough to get the guy off the ball. A lot of people like to think soccer is a soft sport. And while it doesn't have the same physicality as football or lacrosse, it definitely has its moments. And, you have to body out players. It's just a different kind of physicality. And I think that it showed right there.
Used to have this argument every once in a while with roommates when I was in law school, and that was, is basketball a contact sport? And by definition, it's not. If you touch another player, it's a foul. In soccer, it is not a foul to touch another player. It is a contact sport. So I think that if that level of physicality gets to a certain level, and as a referee, you probably have to take care of that to make sure it doesn't get any higher.
Yeah.
It was always the question of is ballroom dancing a contact sport?
And as someone who has ballroom dance competitively, I can definitely say that it is a lot more taxing than you could ever realize.
Got I think a cramp on the field, but we'll keep it right here. I think they'll be able to deal with this real quickly. It gives us a chance to talk a little bit more about this potential non-call down here. I do want to ask another question. So if you allow that in a game, you've set sort of a precedence for the rest of the game, because what we've seen is 3 or 4 more shoulder checks in the game by both teams. I think both of them saw that and were like, okay, well, if that's not going to get called.
Right. Yep. Let's do it. And like I said, again, I think it all comes down to what is the purpose with that? There's difference between an intentional penalty and trying to defend your home turf and protect the ball, because that's what you're looking to do. They are trying to, with that play, like I said, it was not like a personal foul, right? It was definitely much so, I'm going to put my body and try to knock you off the ball instead of just take you out. And I think that's the difference of what you're looking for, and especially because it was shoulder to shoulder and not shoulder to the chest, not shoulder to the back. There was no head throwing in it. That
would warrant something more.
Right.
So as the Speedway's injured player takes a walk off the field, in fact, it's one of the better players that we've dealt with all night. That injured player is number 10. That's
Rios.
Joey.
Oh, no, you're right.
I'm wrong. I apologize. It is Riley Rios. And he's been pretty good there at mid. most of the game.
I mean, he's been very strong for him. But, I mean, this is a long game. And like
he's
you said,
passed a lot to St. Paul.
Yeah, I mean, as one of those guys who's looking to feed, and he's in that prime spot to feed him. So it's going to be interesting to see how Roncalli takes advantage of that. And seeing some very physical play right there. Both sides of the bench over here are not happy.
What got the foul finally called was he actually had his hand on the back of, and then he extended that arm.
Yeah, it was the extension.
That extension, you just can't do that. I think both players extremely, physical there, but it's that extension is.
Yeah, that was a great header by Eli Miller. Eli Miller to put it, but I mean, again, was straight to the goalie.
Yeah, Ridge makes the save. He's been good at goal tonight.
Oh yeah, he has. I mean, Roncalli. I'll say right now, Roncalli has definitely helped him. I mean, that goal is quite big, and most of these shots have been on goalie. Again, it's a big goal. Put it anywhere there. But when you're in the heat of it, and you're playing off of instinct, and you're playing off, you play off your preparation, right? It's not that Roncalli prepares that way, but there's a very big difference when the spotlight's on you. You look at other sports.
I mean, he ran forward and there was a guy right in front of him. I mean, it is what it is. He's definitely going to get a yellow card, and he does.
Yellow card has been awarded to Roncalli.
That is number 10 for Roncalli.
Yeah, that's Christian
Blazer. First yellow card for Roncalli tonight, second overall. Of course, we had in the first half Sam Harmon for the Speedway Sparkplugs got a yellow card. I always like, our PA announcer here is senior Andrew Mason, who is on the call for our volleyball game on Tuesday. I always love, he says the player is awarded that yellow card.
Yeah,
that is not an award that you want to win.
That is not something that you want, bestowed upon you.
The Academy did not vote, yeah. So it's funny. I really enjoy having Andrew and the rest of the student staff that helps helps us out at RMN. But we're definitely going to miss him. We joked about it that was his first senior night was for volleyball on Tuesday. Now this is his first senior night for boys soccer.
Yeah, as a lacrosse coach, I brought Andrew Mason on when he was a sophomore or freshman. When I found out that he wanted to do that, and it was a big dream of his, and I feel very proud to be, I think, the first sport that he announced for.
That's awesome.
Or at least the first varsity sport that he announced for, and he's been with us, and he's done every home game since, and I'm very, very proud of him. And he's always got a spot on behind the mic at a Roncalli lacrosse game.
As we have another set piece here for Roncalli. Good job getting it across. Will Roncalli be able to maintain it down here on this end of the field?
Yep, good first touches by Roncalli are keeping them in this, especially off these sporadic balls. But now we're going to see St. Paul with that speed. That was a great clear by the Roncalli defense because, quite frankly, I don't know who all could match St. Paul's speed. Maybe Eli Miller, but there's not a whole lot of Roncalli guys. There's not a lot of people on this field that could match his speed, quite frankly.
That clear was all the way to the cross-country trails.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get that ball, get it out. Just get it out. Let our defense reset because we are better when we can play together. And if you didn't notice, we had our center back ready to jump him at, the moment that he made that first touch and clear that ball. So Roncalli was ready either way, but it was a better play to make.
They're looking for him now, going to the
that
far
back
side.
Yep, way to kind of cheat there, get your angles. He didn't play all the way out, which is probably what that left wing wanted. Playing back.
Again, just very happy to keep it at midfield, set up your offense.
Yep. Roncalli's, like I said, Roncalli's first touches have really kept them dominating the play. You talk about the heat map, not even the heat map, but you talk about percentage of possession. Roncalli has really kept the possession because of that. Oh, and the turf monster comes again. Takes him out.
Handball.
Yeah, noms him up.
When you land on the ball like that, you definitely can't pick it up as you go to get up. And I think what's funny is that the whole stands erupted. Like, obviously, that's a handball. I mean, there wasn't going to be any question of it. Speedway traveled well tonight.
They
love to see that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes at this level of sports, in a weeknight game, you might be able to say, hey, I can be a little apathetic on this one.
Right. No,
But
they all jumped on the battle bus and got here.
That's right. Can't beat that at all. That's what's good about high school sports is when you've got good support from folks that just are excited to watch, these kids play.
Yeah, definitely. I know, especially for Roncalli, seeing as it's senior night, I know that there's a handful of my students that are out there in the crowd right now.
Hey, you gotta support your classmates.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, 23 minutes remain here in the second half, still notched at 0, which could change at any time when that man has the ball at his feet. St. Paul, he has been a mess to deal with tonight.
He has been. He's been all over the place. I mean, quite frankly, he's been a situation. He's been a situation for Roncalli.
Again, the physical play that we're seeing right here.
That's a great feed. Let's see the speed now by Eli Miller. Oh, they're going to call him offsides. I don't agree with that. Let's get the instant replay out there. Let's get not that we have the VAR technology that FIFA has, but I don't know. He looked like he was onside for that one. But however, I remember in club soccer they did call me offsides because I was offsides almost every play, and so when you get excited and you forget about that last guy.
Those glory days for A.J. Ablog.
I don't know if I'd call them glory days, but
St. Paul manages to get that down immediately.
Yeah, that was a great first touch. That was a great chest, got it down to his feet, and now he's bobbing and weaving. Oh, and that's going to be offsides too. Both sides getting just excited. I mean, really, St. Paul has been making it rain with those clears. His assists are immaculate.
Yeah, he just nutmegged 2 players while literally just playing football with himself.
Right,
I mean, he wasn't even. It's just
right now. It's very clear that he's on a different level.
I don't know where he'll be playing next year. He is a senior, but I'm sure he's got eyes on him.
Oh,
because
yes,
he's a star on this field.
I mean, he's got 25 goals, but I mean, he also could easily just have he's got 4 assists on the season as well. Like he can distribute just as much.
Roncalli maintains a chance to get the ball there on offense,
yeah,
but
not
unfortunately
enough.
put it out.
That speed is really, really hard in a lot of ways. I might have just let that one roll out. I don't know.
I wonder if your name is Speedway, you get like extra 5 speed points or something because they have been fast all night.
They have been. Must be something in the water.
Roncalli tries to get something going here. They
and
did
an off
maintain
first
possession.
touch gets us a lucky opportunity now. This might be the look. As we build it up here on this left side, we have multiple Royals on the far side. Oh, just a missed touch. Couldn't pull it back.
As you hear the Roncalli faithful saying, keep it here. They want to keep it down here on the attacking end of the field. And Roncalli's going to be able to do that.
Yep, and there we go. There you go. Reese building it up, distributing. It's really one of those things. It's like, hey, let's get back to the kitchen. Let's all cook together, and let's get this game going. Let's put a 1 in the back of the net with a beautiful shot. Wow.
Ridge able to keep that out of the back of the net.
That was a great look. I mean, finally, let's get the goalie off his line. Let's make him move a little bit. And that was a banger from the outside. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. That's what I'm talking about.
We might see more of that coming up here soon as Speedway is making a run at it right now. And again, that physical play slows them down. It takes some of that speed away from that near side wing of Speedway. The ball went out of bounds. It will remain Speedway's. I think that St. Paul really looks for the contact, whereas a couple of his teammates are really shying away from it here on this near side.
Kelly substitution, a senior, number 24, Enter Tapia.
Tapia comes in for the Royals here on senior night. He is a senior. Good header there.
That was he's trying to body the ball out. I think it was more of they landed on us as you try to body it, but That's going to be a quick replay for Speedway, trying to get a little sneaky ball in. See if they can reach that. Nice little slide tackle to keep it in, but it wasn't enough.
Ball will go into the hands of Roncalli. Very good hustle play.
Yeah, there was a hustle play.
I definitely want to give some props there to the Speedway player. He worked very hard right there to keep that ball in bounds, but wasn't enough in the end. Oh, ball in the hands of St. Paul, one-on-one. Will he be able to cross this?
He's a little too late, and that's going to go through the uprights.
The thing is, he doesn't have a good angle there. The
Yep.
goal is very small from that window.
Yep.
But what I will say is this, it was on target.
It was. It very much so was.
And what happens is he's trying to make the edge, set the edge there, which is no different than any other sport when you're setting edges,
right?
Like football. But you've just got to give yourself a more high percentage shot than that.
Sure. And I don't even know if that really was a shot, more or less a cross.
You know, trying to get it from the inline.
Right, but but when you lower, it's about time you just send it across the mouth of the goal and see if someone else finds it.
Roncalli content to just watch that roll and roll and roll and roll. Not a lot of blue bodies right there where that ball is. So Speedway will be able to handle that no problem. Roncalli interrupts that crossing right there. Now we'll go the other direction. That is a push and a half, no call.
No, then they're going to let that one just slide.
Thing is, and this is something I just heard from the crowd, and it's so true, you just have to keep playing. You can't just, sit there and look at the ref and throw up your hands. And, the game is going on without you. So
right,
get back in
play
the ball
the whistle.
game.
Play the whistle. I mean, and that was a good use of your face. Aaron, kind of like I said earlier, I mean, this isn't the Roman Empire, right? You just can't just stop because you think there's something there. You got to just keep going, keep steamrolling.
For those of you at home, I promise you we do not come up with, words we want to get into the broadcast. I know for a fact the Roman Empire call there is because of a common trope right now that men think about the Roman Empire once every 7 minutes or something.
Okay, well, it was just one, and
that was a controversial play right there before the free kick. Speedway fans wanted that to be a handball, and instead they called a penalty against Speedway. Either way, Roncalli's attacking now, and there's a huge miscommunication there. But Roncalli somehow still maintains the ball. Nifty move there.
Good ball protection with the little pullback. Don't have to always go forward. Pull it back just a second. Reassess your options.
I like watching. Ooh, nice shot.
That was a great look by Mr. Miller. We're looking at 15 minutes left in this half. It's not a conference game, so we're not going to go into PKs, which is unfortunate because I would love to see a winner out of this game. I would absolutely love to see a W on Roncalli's side, but I would just love to see this game have a conclusion because I feel like it's owed to both of these teams.
Another nice shot, way too high.
Looks like Mr. Miller is looking to find the net, chip it in from the outside. You can hear the Roncalli bench talking about energy. I feel like Roncalli's energy has been pretty good.
I mean, in this half, we've had many more shots on goal than we did the first half, and we've pretty much shut down St. Paul, minus maybe 2 shots on goal, which for him is nothing.
Right,
for us,
right.
It's thinking, whoa. Ridge able to grab that ball pretty quickly. He'll roll it out. Plays the slow approach. Lets his team get back in position, and they've got good position on this side. And St. Paul is looking. Ball sent forward. St. Paul's going to have the opportunity. He does not go backwards often. He typically wants to go around the front.
If he tried to force that one through, it's going to be off of Roncalli. Oh, no. They're going to call a handball on him. That's a great ball. Roncalli's going to have a great opportunity now as they settle it for a counterattack. That far side is wide open. That might be just too much mustard on it, man.
That's what Harlow's saying over there. He's like, look, good pass, good thought. Just
sorry, I did too much leg day.
I can't get all the way over there. But again, I love this game. It's so back and forth. There's so much attacking. It's like,
yeah, it's almost pure offense at this point.
St. Paul is faithful from Speedway saying, just shoot it.
That's a lot easier said than done, quite frankly.
It's not like basketball. You can just throw it up from anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even when you look nowadays in the NBA, man, three-pointers are being hit everywhere. Someone I think who is, that'll
be a handball call. I wanted to make sure I got that in there.
That's very much so someone who has been hustling this whole game, and we haven't talked about it all, is Johannes, number 11 for Speedway. Dude's been hustling. He's got a great first touch. He's able to move the ball, distribute, hold on to the ball. He's made some great looks. He's got composure under pressure. He's been very strong. That was a great move by Roncalli. Great few moves. A great chest as well. Oh, my gosh.
Numbers. Unfortunately, that through ball goes straight to the goalie, but Roncalli had numbers there. It was 4-on-3.
We had numbers, and it didn't seem like Eli Miller was on the same page. Like, that just seemed, with Huff, Huff just came from the back end and made like 4 moves, great moves, got the ball, got us opportunities, and Eli Miller just was caught almost gawking.
Oh, a chance. Ball is still in play and gets cleared finally.
Yeah, Eli Miller was there. I think, for the trash pickup, I think he should have been a little bit more composed instead of just trying to kick it. Let's hold on to it for a second, get a touch, and then finish. Be a little bit more composed with how we're finishing. I think, both teams are getting a little bit antsy right now on our finishes, and we're kind of just
he was able, though,
straws a little bit more.
to mark the goalie, which is on that kick there. I mean, it's not something that the average player does immediately,
Right.
But he literally was right there on the goalie and said, "You're not going to make this that
You're
easily.
not going to catch that. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on you."
Ball will go to Roncalli.
That was a great body by our defense right there.
Okay, through ball. Oh, nifty.
Great first touch. Able to reclaim it, see if we can hold it.
Oh.
Huff was there, couldn't get the touch.
I love how both of us had the same reaction, because you can almost see one step ahead,
right?
And that's just what we're missing is that next step.
It's almost like if I was playing FIFA, I could control this a little bit more.
Ball comes across.
That was a great cross, a great clear. Roncalli just couldn't get to it.
Those lobs into the air are not going to be good for Roncalli because so far Speedway has been winning those with ease. As St. Paul now.
Oh, and that was a great defensive stop. That was an absolute by Curry. So this is something that I used to do is when you would play defense and you knew the person was going to try to go behind you, you would throw your back foot behind them and try to stop them. That's exactly what Andrew Curry just did.
So Roncalli will get the kick here from about the 20-yard line. The far hash, if you're familiar with the football spot, they're actually put it at the 15. So an opportunity for a set play or a straight shot on goal. They've got 2 players out there. Not sure which one they will use.
So it might be a couple different things. They might try to go low under the wall as they try to jump. Looks like, it's going to be a fake touch and a hit.
Oh.
That was a great save. I would have liked to see it put in a corner, not trying to go bar down, though. I would love to see a corner, but like I said, that is a lot harder said than done. Going to get Roncalli the corner, though.
They will get the corner, so they get another set piece. That's one good thing about this. However, it was just that punch the last minute that kept that out of the goal because that was actually a very solid kick.
That was a great set piece. Like I said, I'd love to see that in a corner, try to put it one way or the other. I know, it's like I said, it's a lot harder or a lot easier said than done, but and we're going to get another corner here.
That's definitely Roncalli ball. Off the head of the Speedway player.
So you have a right-footed on the right side or on the left side. That ball's going to curl in. Now we have a righty kicking. Now that ball's going to curl out. Look for the ball to go on the back side of that goal. Oh, but it's going short.
See, when I see that, I'm kicking into trash. I've got trees everywhere, right? Everything is in front of me. Why wouldn't you set that up? You've got 2 guys that are still out here. They're not defenders, they're mids. Set up an offense play right there. I mean, just taking a straight kick that you don't know how that ball is spinning.
Right, and that's your first touch. And I think, That's just one of the things you're trying to get that first touch in. You're just trying to sneak that bad boy in. That's not always the play every time. It just seems like right now the better looks are the ones that are a little bit more methodical. Roncalli's had great methodical looks. And right now it just looks like Roncalli's toying him with a little bit with just the possession.
That part is true.
I mean, they're possessing a lot better. They're holding on to it. They're not forcing their looks. They're kind of holding back, looking for their options. Their heads are up. They're finding
Like
they're
that
finding their
skip pass
teammates.
just
yeah.
now.
I mean, you kind of hear it in the parents section. The parents are yelling, "Stop ball watching!" I mean, it's quite obvious that Roncalli's got the options. They got the looks. They just got to finish it. They're just not finding that last piece, Aaron.
As Roncalli will throw it in. And again, they've been very happy to work that far side when given the opportunity. Unfortunately, that'll be off of Roncalli to go out. As we roll up on just past 9 o'clock, 7 minutes, 23 seconds left here in this ball game. And like AJ said earlier, this is a non-conference opportunity, so could result in a tie.
If I was out there on that field, I would not settle for a tie. I like closure. I want closure. I wouldn't want the closure of a win or a loss. Quite frankly, honestly, I would rather have lost, especially with this game. It's so close to your heart. It's back and forth. It's heated. Both sides having ample opportunities to finish.
Great cross by St. Paul to shift the offense to the other side of the field. But there's just nobody there.
Yeah, and like I said, that's everyone just ball watching. What are you going to do? I'm not going to do any extra work outside of that.
Oh. And St. Paul runs into the goalie. However, Silva, good catch by him.
Looks like the center ref checked his assistants before doing anything.
I don't think there was any ill intent there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like
that's two people going for the same ball. It's the same thing that happened down here on the other end, really.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big proponent of. I mean, I don't ref soccer, but if you're going for the ball, that's fairly fair and not nefarious.
Yeah. I mean, again, you got to look for a lot of intention behind what you're doing.
Like that.
And that's gonna be
just outside the box too.
Yep. That right there is actually a very.
We're gonna see a card.
We're gonna see a card here. Wow, with 5 minutes left in the game, we're gonna probably see another yellow card here.
Definitely a discussion being made, a yellow card being awarded.
That's wild in the sense of I get it. I mean, you see it both ways. It was definitely a push in the back. His momentum was going forward, so any kind of contact is going to put him there. Roncalli had a beautiful set piece on last time. They got guys set on that back side. I don't know.
That was Johannes on the yellow card, by the way, for the spark plugs.
Yeah,
we were just singing his praises.
Right. That's a great look. Oh, and a header. That was great to the extent that it was in the right spot. It needed to go maybe 2 feet to the right.
So Johannes checks out as they get a yellow card and goes right back to transfer in. So,
well, he's not going to be able to until they get a goal kick. So, I mean, Roncalli's got to capitalize right now before he gets back in, because he has been a big part of Speedway's offense or Speedway's play.
Ball bounces directly to the goalie.
That almost was an own goal.
Roncalli able to stop it here. Can they stop the Speedway attack?
Oh, and they're going to call that a high kick.
Again, I just have not broadcasted enough soccer games to see this many yellow cards in one game. 2 for Speedway, 1 for Roncalli. And like you said, until that goal kick, Roncalli wants to take advantage of this as long as possible.
Yep. We're sitting here in the last 5 minutes, Aaron. I've told you before, everything happens in the first 5. First 5 of each half and the last 5 of each half. And so right now is your do or die time.
Johannes is back in. St. Paul with a pretty good chicken wing down there. It wasn't called. And there's Johannes with it again for Speedway. Typically, there's 2 reasons why you can remember and not even have to look down at your roster for an away team. One of them is that you've gotten enough penalties. The other one is you've scored enough goals. So the fact that I'm remembering players just right off the top of my head is pretty wild. That's a double header there by St. Paul.
Yeah, that just kind of shows you the skill that he's got enough to be able to do 2 of those back-to-back.
I mean, he could have just headed it right on in. I mean,
yeah. I mean, he could have at that point just run it on the field.
Johannes seems to have some sort of cramp or something down there, but he's playing on. As goal kick will be called for Roncalli. Again, 3:37 left to go, still knotted at zeros. I think everybody in the stands wants that closure you were talking about earlier, AJ.
Yeah, and you know, both teams have had opportunities, but no one's found that final piece. No one's had, you know, Roncalli's had a couple final looks. You know, St. Paul had that one final look at the beginning of the half. We didn't see a whole lot, though, of actual looks. I mean, realistically, like realistic shots. I mean, Eli Miller's had a couple from the outside. We did, you know, he almost snuck in that one. But I don't honestly nothing that I would say is substantial.
Got a player down for Speedway. He looks to be needing of the trainers. So let's take a 30-second break, or maybe even a minute. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Roncalli Media Network.
Proud supporter of Roncalli High School, Indy Teledata provides IT solutions for businesses and organizations in central Indiana. For over 10 years, Steve Battiato and his team of professionals have provided comprehensive computing support, business telephone solutions, network infrastructure, and productivity suite integration. For a free evaluation of your technology needs, give Steve and his team a call at 317-231-5547 or visit us at indyteledata.com.
Harding-Poorman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding-Poorman.
Welcome back to Roncalli. That player helped to the sideline by training staff. And we're going to get back to live action. 2 minutes, 55 seconds left to go. Roncalli and Speedway knotted at zeros.
Again, I know we've had a handful of injuries here, but and that might be it.
Wow, hustle play.
Eli Miller with the hustle play to finish it off. With 2.5 minutes left, that was the play that you needed to have. That's what you needed. You know, quite frankly, you need a striker like Eli Miller, someone who wants to go at the back of the net. You want that guy who's going to be aggressive to the ball every time. When I was a striker, you wanted to be aggressive at the end line. Every time that ball went back, you got to be drooling at every opportunity, and that's what Eli Miller just did.
You know, we talk about hustle plays. That was 100% on the midfielder for Speedway. He kicked it back, but there was no player he was actually clearing it to. When the goalie came up to get the ball, it just created this weird mixture. If he misses the ball, Eli Miller's going to put it in.
Right, and he hesitated. And when you're a goalie, and I've said this, you know, in our past live streams, when you're a goalie and you hesitate, that is your death. You will make a mistake. That is the mistake. Quite frankly, the hesitation is the mistake. But now it's 100%. All eyes are on Speedway. How do you react to this? You're going to see a lot of desperate, a lot of aggressive play. 2 minutes remaining. And, you know, my anticipation here is get the ball to St. Paul. Get the ball to St. Paul.
Just under 2 minutes left to go. Roncalli leads 1-0. And, you know, you said a minute ago you can't hesitate. A favorite quotation of my late mother was, "He who hesitates is lost." And that's exactly what happened on that goal.
Yep.
As, like you said, we are going to see a ton of pressure here. In fact, if I'm Speedway, it doesn't matter if you lose 2-0 or, you know, 1-0. It'd be better to have some more shots on goal.
Yes, and it's been hard when Roncalli's really been dominating the possession time, right? You know, Roncalli has held the ball. Their first touches have been great this whole game. And like I said, they just need that one opportunity, right? And they found that one opportunity. They finished it. They got it amazing. But at the same time, you got to look at Roncalli's been possessing this ball. They've been confident. They've been holding on to this ball this whole time. So, seeing that closure, like I said earlier, is rewarding in the sense of we've seen them possess for so long.
That's going to be some sort of call. There it is. Got to love that the Speedway player put the ball directly on the spot immediately for the Roncalli player. Good sportsmanship as well as trying to speed him up for this last 45 seconds. But Roncalli will take its time setting up this play.
Keeping a low ball in. Oh, they're going to hit right in the middle. This might be another opportunity for Roncalli.
A missed opportunity so far. Oh, maybe not. Depends on if they can clear. Oh, man.
I'd be very careful to see something pretty dramatic happening right now. Your last 20 seconds on a last-ditch play with St. Paul.
Yeah, I don't want the ball anywhere near St. Paul. In the last 11 seconds now.
Yeah.
As you can hear Andrew Mason counting it down. It's getting close.
5, 4, 3,
and that's probably going to do it. Roncalli gets the win tonight against Speedway. That ball was in St. Paul's hands there right at the end. 1-0 the final score. We will take a quick break, come back with you with a little post-game action and talk a little bit about the game. A very physical game, fun to watch. If you're here and paid your money to watch, you got all the action for that price, let me tell you.
You definitely did. You definitely did.
You're listening to the Roncalli Media Network.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Ane and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Ane and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Ane and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Ane and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication at Porman.
Never lose your drive to deliver. Today's logistics marketplace is an ever-changing landscape where you can make your mark through dedication and passion. At Spot, these characteristics, along with drive and teamwork, form the basis for a rewarding, fast-paced career. Take it from our Roncalli co-founder and our dynamic group of Royals alumni. They've never lost the entrepreneurial spirit that provides the foundation for our continued success. There's never been a time like this, and there has never been a partner like Spot. We're relentless. We are experts. We are accomplished, and like you, we will never lose our drive to deliver. Come find your spot at spotinc.com/careers. Go Royals.
At Peterman Brothers, we know how critical AC can be to your comfort.
And we want to make sure you're comfortable in every season.
That's why right now when you install a qualifying AC system with Peterman Brothers, we'll include the furnace for free.
That's right, Indiana. The furnace is free.
And if you schedule today, we'll install your new system tomorrow, guaranteed.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule online in seconds.
Meet Zach. Zach rides everywhere, day and night, rain or shine. At Indiana Members Credit Union, we know Zach. We know he's been saving up for a car. We're here to help Zach and you. Now get pre-approved for auto financing as low as 3.49% APR. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters. Rates subject to credit approval and valid on purchase of 2020 or newer vehicles. Learn more at imcu.com.
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the main concern of the staff at Lauk Veldhoff Funeral Home. We are a small family-owned firm and take great pride in the personal service we offer and the family-like atmosphere at our facility. At Lauk Veldhoff, we only serve one family at a time, providing compassionate care and affordable options, truly part of your community. Lauk and Veldhoff Funeral and Cremation Services. Call 317-636-6655.
All right, welcome back to the post-game show. Here we go on the Roncalli Media Network. Great final. Roncalli pulls up 1-0 against Speedway. What a game that was, Aaron.
And Speedway came in here with a great-looking record, of course, and a goal scorer that's had 25 goals in the season. Roncalli defense able to hold him to 0. And then, of course, the defense held a team that averages 4.5 plus goals per game, held to 0 tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most impressive part of tonight's win. I will say this, though. Roncalli, again, kept a clean sheet between two different goalies. However, it really was a mistake on Speedway's part, which gave Roncalli the opportunity, and Roncalli just snatched that.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, Roncalli knew the game plan from the get-go. Get the ball to St. Paul, and they did a great job covering him. They did a great job to, it seemed like it was always a 2-on-1. And that wasn't just for him. That was for almost everyone out there. It was almost like a 2v1 the whole time. And I really do think that, I feel like we did our homework before coming out here.
You just hope it's not a letdown with whoever we end up playing in the sectional. Roncalli drew a bye for next week, so we will not play first opening night of the sectional. We will play on Wednesday at 6 o'clock at Columbus North High School. We will not have coverage of that on the RMN network, but we will keep track of the Roncalli Athletics page for information on how you can view that game. Unfortunately, Speedway, this is a tough way to end your season right before sectional time. However, they look to bounce back. They play Crystal House on, I believe, Monday or Tuesday.
Monday.
So they'll play Crystal House, and that should be pretty good. And, like I said early in the game, their Crystal House coaches were here scouting. So it's good to see that the teams are taking the sectional time very, very seriously. Either way, it was a great game tonight. Roncalli won, Speedway 0. Thank you for tuning in. On behalf of all that put this game on, the students at Roncalli, along with my coworker AJ Ablog providing all of the color commentary tonight, I want to thank you. Thank everybody involved with this program, as well as to thank you, the listener. Absolutely enjoyed having you here tonight. Again, Roncalli 1, Speedway 0 in boys soccer action. You've been listening to the Roncalli Media Network.